On a December morning in 2002, I climbed into the passenger seat of my dad's BMW with bloodshot eyes and half a gram of cocaine burning a white-hot hole in my pocket. He was patiently waiting for me, parked outside my mother's house on a quiet street, as he had done so many times before. It felt like the first day of school, except that I was 25 and exhausted. Instead of dropping me off at kindergarten, my father was driving me to my first court appearance as a freshly admitted lawyer. I had been working toward this day since I was 8. The day before, I, along with the hundreds of other bright-eyed and bushy-tailed lawyers who had passed the notoriously difficult California bar exam, had gathered in the federal courthouse in downtown Los Angeles. A judge whose face I don't remember swore us in. I was still dazed from my flight from Michigan, and the ceremony was about as romantic as a cattle call, with throngs of neophytes all snapping pictures and making plans for lunch. It wasn't a big deal to me. But it should have been. After years of all-night study sessions in the dim libraries of Columbia and Harvard Law, after weeks of listening to tapes in preparation for the bar exam, after a lifetime of following my dad, another criminal defense attorney, to courtrooms across the state and watching him defend his clients like a pothead Atticus Finch, I was about to join that exclusive club. I was going to cross the bar and join the real lawyers on the other side. And the man who was ushering me into this elite group was my father, whose politics had inspired me to devote my career to freeing people. Yet here I was, about to fuck it all up before I started. Let me explain. At the age of 25, I only owned one suit, the same one my mother had bought for me to wear to my mock trial competitions in high school, and 2 dressy shirts. I don't remember if I wore the lavender silk button-down or the black and white shirt with the abstract geometric print. I do know that, whichever one I had on, I wore my beloved vest over it, a sleek black thing lined with gray leopard print and, most importantly, discreet pockets. Although it was probably a typical overcast December morning, all I can remember is how bright and harsh the sky seemed that day, how oppressive. I saw my father before I got into his car. He had a short silver beard and a long receded hairline. Our eyes are similar, a hazel color that straddles brown and green. I would be willing to bet money that he was listening to chimes and chants on one of his Hare Krishna tapes. If he noticed how exhausted I looked, he didn't say anything. He likely didn't notice. My mother's house sits on the edge of a misshapen cul-de-sac carved into the hills of Coldwater Canyon. In that area, one of the many unincorporated sections of Los Angeles County, the towering pine trees, serpentine roads, and nightly chorus of howling coyotes make you feel like you aren't in the city at all. I never saw police in my mother's neighborhood, but I did see neighborhood dogs roaming the streets in a wild pack. In fact, when I was little, 2 of my dogs were part of that pack. Rodeo Drive and Beverly Hills are only a 15-minute drive away, but they might as well be another world. It always seemed fitting to me that the drive from Coldwater Canyon into Beverly Hills is a literal descent. If you aren't used to the altitude, your ears will begin to pop around the Franklin Canyon Reservoir. As you wind your way downhill, the landscape narrows from sweeping views of the sprawling city and white and red stucco homes that dot the hills, to the street before you with towering pine trees bracketing each side. You lose sight of the city. You feel claustrophobic, or at least I felt claustrophobic, locked into the car with my dad and his tapes and the war going on in my head. Why did I bring the blow?